So in this video, I wanted to share with you some of my favorite YouTube channels, all about making comics and illustrations, so stay tuned.
Alright, so first on my list is Jim Rugg and Ed Piskor. They have a really great YouTube channel called Cartoonist KFAB. It's probably only been around for about a year and a half or so, and it's rapidly growing, and for good reason. Both Jim and Ed are very accomplished cartoonists, so their insight on comics and their perspective is really knowledgeable, and it comes from a very thoughtful and experienced place. The thing that I love most about their channel is that after you listen to an episode, you're really inspired to want to make comics. Their whole tagline is "Make more comics," and that's what I feel like doing after I watch one of their episodes. Oftentimes I'm listening to their YouTube channel while I'm working, and it really keeps me going and inspires me. A lot of times they're looking through either like a rare comic that I had never heard of, or they're looking through a Wizard issue or a comic that I haven't seen in a really long time, or they're talking to an artist like Todd McFarlane or Rob Liefeld, or they've had so many greats on within the last year or so. It's pretty incredible. So yeah, it's just a really great channel. I keep recommending it to anyone I know who's into comics or makes comics, and more anytime I mention it, people know exactly what I'm talking about now. So that's really cool. So yeah, I would definitely recommend Cartoonist KFAB. They're always putting up new material. I think they put out, I would say it almost seems like they put out a video every day. So yeah, if you are new to the channel, you'll have tons of a back catalog of videos to go through, and then yeah, you'll just get a bunch of regular content. So Cartoonist KFAB, check it out. Richard Friend has always been a name that I was familiar with just because he was an inker on a lot of books that I kind of grew up reading, and going back to the 90s, Wildstorm stuff, all the way through the 2000s. He inked Steampunk with Chris Bachalo. He inked a lot of the Travis Charest Wildcat stuff. So he's been in the industry for a really long time, and he's an inker, and so if you're interested in inking your own work or inking other people's pencils, he's got like a gazillion videos just on inking alone, but he's not limited to only talking about inking. He does a storyteller spotlight that's really great. He goes really into depth about just like storytelling and composition and just the overall approach to making comics from an artist perspective. He's a really well-rounded comic artist, and he's got a lot of knowledge coming from a lot of different places. I think it's really cool because he comes from a very like mainstream comic book world, but he's open to a wide variety of comics. So I've been turned on to a lot of different artists just by watching his channel, and also he's worked with a lot of my favorite comic book artists, so it's really cool to hear his take on some of the work of theirs that he actually inked. So so yeah, he's another one where like he's got like a million videos on his channel. So if you're new to his channel, you'll have like years worth of videos to go through, and they're all really great. So yeah, I would totally recommend checking out Richard Friend. You can learn a lot from his stuff. It's kind of like, I say this a lot, but a lot of these channels and even Instagrams and all that kind of stuff, oftentimes like before all like YouTube and social media and all that, you would never really have access to artists like this just being really honest with you about their approach and about the industry at large. And now a lot of these guys are like, you know, creating a video a day just about this stuff. So it's pretty incredible. It's like having a real masterclass for free. So yeah, check out Richard Friend's channel. I think it's just called Richard Friend. Jim Lee. Jim Lee was probably one of my earliest inspirations in comics. When I found out that he had a YouTube channel, I was pretty psyched about that. His YouTube channel is awesome. It isn't necessarily specific videos for YouTube. I think most of it is his Twitch stream. Yeah, there's videos on there where he's just in real time working on a comic page from start to finish. So some of these videos are up to like 3-4 hours long, and they're amazing. He's on a stream, so he's answering questions while he's drawing the page. He's taking breaks to go make ramen. It's very real, very authentic, and talk about someone who really knows what they're doing and really knows what they're talking about when it comes to making comics. The nuggets of inspiration and information that he drops while he's working on this stuff in these videos is really incredible. Again, like, you would have had to have been an intern at Wildstorm in order to get this kind of access to Jim Lee working and kind of sharing with you some of his wisdom. And now you can just press a button and watch it. It's pretty incredible. So yeah, if you're interested in superhero comics, mainstream comics, working as a monthly artist in comics, he's really the channel to watch for sure. There's a lot of really great videos up there, and you learn a lot while you're watching this stuff. So yeah, definitely check out Jim Lee's channel. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with a channel called Proco. It's probably one of the most famous YouTube channels out there on learning how to draw. It's fantastic. There's a bunch of great tutorials on there, and it's all free. And I think that the website itself is a paid website, but everything that they share on their YouTube channel is free, which is incredible. Anyway, I'm not recommending that on this list, at least. I think it's a really great channel, but I don't follow it that much. But the guy who started Proco has another YouTube channel called Draftsman, and it's him and another illustrator whose name escapes me at this point. I'll put it up on the screen, but they're great. It's a podcast that they started, and it's in the form of a YouTube channel, and it's just the two of them. Both of these individuals are very successful artists, and even entrepreneurs in the world of art, and yeah, they tackle a lot of different topics with every episode. Mainly they focus on advice for students and people who are just getting into the world of illustration, animation, or even people who are just learning how to draw. So they'll tackle, like I said, a different topic every episode. It's pretty great. They take in calls from people who could call in and ask questions, and they're also really funny too. They have a very witty banter, so it's an entertaining podcast to listen to. Another one that's really great to listen to while you're working, and you can get a lot out of it. As a teacher, I actually get a lot of really great insight from them, because both of them are teachers, and oftentimes they'll approach a lot of the questions they get asked as teachers and what they would tell their students, or what they would tell students out there listening. And that really helps me not only learn from what they have to offer, but learn how to communicate some of these ideas to students. So if you're a teacher out there, they're definitely a channel to listen to. So yeah, they're called Draftsman, and yeah, definitely recommend it. Okay, and last up on my list is David Finch. I actually just recently came across his channel. I remember David Finch's work from back in the 90s when I was reading comics. He was one of those early Top Cow comic artists, and his work is really great. I didn't really follow much of his work after that period, but since then he's gone on to work on really big titles for both Marvel and DC. And now he has a YouTube channel, which is really great. I actually watch a lot of his live streams. Every Monday he goes live. It's called Monday Night Draw, which is a very clever title. And it's him drawing, and his wife is with him, and she kind of, I guess, reads the questions as they come in from the live stream, and they have a very funny kind of banter back and forth as well. They're Canadian, so they're just really nice and polite, and I love listening to the Canadian accent. But yeah, they seem like they're really cool. His wife is a writer of comics as well, so yeah, it's great to just watch him draw in real time and then answer questions. So similar to the Jim Lee channel, again, it's like really invaluable information that's being given out for free in these videos. And even the live streams, if you miss it, they go right up onto his YouTube library, so you can catch them a day or two later even. And he also has a Skillshare class that I recently started watching. I haven't finished it yet, but it's really great. He actually, his information translates really well in video form, and that's a really hard thing to do. I struggle with that myself as an artist. Sometimes as an artist you can know how you do something and you know, understand it for yourself, but it's very hard to communicate it to someone else. And then it's even harder sometimes to communicate it in a video form. And he's one of those artists that make it very understandable and easily digestible, and it really makes you feel like you can do it as well. So if you're an aspiring comic book artist, or you want to brush up on some of your fundamentals, some of his videos are really great for that. And if you're just really entertained by watching comic book artists draw, his stuff is really great for that too. So yeah, I'm glad I came across his channel recently, and I definitely recommend it. It's just David Finch. So there you go. There's some of the YouTube channels that I follow that have to do with making comics and illustration, and there's plenty more, and I think I'm going to do another video, maybe a part 2 in the near future. But these are like the first bunch that come to mind when I think of you know, YouTube videos, and when I pull up YouTube, it's any one of these channels that I go to first. So yeah, definitely check those out if you haven't heard of them before. And if you have a favorite YouTube art channel, comment down below and let me know. I'm always on the hunt for some new channels. So anyway, thanks for watching. I hope this was somewhat helpful. And as always, take advantage of these resources. They're free, so that's incredible. And like I've mentioned in this video and other times, a lot of this stuff used to cost a lot of money. You used to have to go to art school, you used to have to take a seminar, you used to have to take a workshop, whatever it was. And now a lot of this information is out there for free, and it's pretty incredible. And we don't know, maybe the system won't be set up like this for much longer. Maybe soon enough we'll all have to start paying more for this stuff. So take advantage of it while you can. And yeah, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.